Azure Functions is a serverless concept of cloud-native design that allows a piece of code to be deployed and executed without any need of server infrastructure, web server, or any other configurations. In this video, we will be covering hands-on labs on Azure Functions using CI/CD pipeline, which will include how Azure Function works, building Azure Functions, and deploying Azure Functions. Please check the description below for more information. In the end, we will also share details about a free Azure DevOps Engineer Masterclass, which will not only help you understand basics, but it will also give you an idea of the learning path to follow. It would be helpful, especially when you're preparing for Azure DevOps certification. That designing and implementing Microsoft DevOps solution is at 400, which will earn you DevOps Engineer Expert certification. As a prerequisite of this certification, one should be certified Azure Administrator or Azure Developer. Welcome to another episode of Azure video series from K21 Academy, where we take you from complete beginner, covering integrate logging and monitoring, to all the way defining and implementing a continuous delivery and release management strategy, including continuous integration, source control, and security, as well as how to prepare for the Microsoft Azure DevOps Engineer certification. We have taken a clip from one of our certification training program on designing and implementing Microsoft DevOps solution. That's AZ 400. And in this clip, our Microsoft certified trainer will talk about Azure Functions. So, this is a clip taken from a module on implementing continuous integration. Now, let's hear from an expert trainer on the same.
All, welcome back. So in this lab, we will be seeing on functions demo. So which is going to be your Azure Functions, and that is going to be your serverless architecture. So we have seen quite a number of labs on web apps and other areas of demos. So now we'll be seeing like how you can use Azure DevOps to actually do functions. So I have my basic functions apps over here, and this is just going to be a code. You can see this is just my functions app, and the index.json is this one, which just says welcome to Azure Functions. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, like, instead of this hello there welcome to Azure Functions, I'm just saying hello there welcome to suppose function. I'm just changing this. Okay, so this is just a HTTP trigger function. I'm just committing it. If you see, this is just an HTTP trigger function, and it's just 10 lines of code. And this is just going to be your functions.json, which actually uses, or which actually triggers your functions with HTTP trigger. Okay, and I have my ARM templates also over here, which is actually going to create a storage account, and then it is actually going to create a functions app. Okay, and it is actually going to have the functions name and everything, and the corresponding application insights for the functions. This is my ARM templates. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to a pipeline, and then I can see the pipeline is already running. That's because, as I told you, like, I had made the trigger out of it. Like here on my triggers section, I have enabled the continuous trigger option, continuous integration option, and whatever the changes that I make it on a master will automatically get a trigger. Okay, so these are all the pipeline functions. Like, first I'm just using a Node.js version 8.1.1, and then I'm installing the dependencies, and then I'm installing the test dependencies, and I'm just using a gulp to run the test cases, and then I'm archiving the zip files, and I'm copying the ARM templates and then publishing it. So at the end of the output, you will be getting a functions output as well as an ARM templates. Okay, so let us wait for the build to get completed. You can see over here, okay, the unit test is getting failed. Why is that? Because the unit test would have been looking for that particular areas. So let me go, and then let me try to disable the unit test. I don't need the unit test for time being now. And then let me try to save and queue it again. Okay, so this actually will be starting the build pipeline now. Okay, the agent has been confirmed, and now it is trying to download the files, and then checkout is happening. Okay, checkout is done. Now it is trying to install the Node.js version. Okay, everything is fine. Now it is going to install the dependencies. Okay, so in the meantime, what I'm trying to do is like I'm going to Azure portal, which is like nothing but your portal.azure.com, and then just logging in with my username and password. And I'm just going to resource group, and under the resource group you can actually see like what are all the resource group available. And here I have seen like this is a functions group, so I don't want this. So this is a demo that I've tried it. I want everything to be recreated, so I'm just trying to delete the whole resource group now. Okay, so if I try to delete the old resource group, the functions app and the application insights and the app service plan and the storage account, everything has to be recreated again. So I'm just deleting the resource group now, so that when the release pipeline runs, all these will be automatically created with the help of the ARM templates that we were having, and the function application will be deployed from Azure DevOps, and then we can see the output. Okay, that's going to be our end goal. Okay, so if you see, the build is completed, and the artifact, if we go and check it over here, you can see the artifact is actually having a functions.zip file and the ARM template. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to release pipeline, and then let me first stop this release, because there okay, I'm canceling this because there I'm trying to delete the resource group, because when the resource group is deleting and the same resource group is getting created, then it will become a problem. Okay, I'm just trying to cancel the release, and now I'm just going and editing the pipeline. Okay, so here this is going to be the artifact that is actually coming out from the build pipeline, and this is going to be my particular task. And inside this I have only two tasks available. One is actually the resource group creation, like this is going to be my resource group creation, or I can just choose this particular subscription out of it. So I'm just trying to authorize as usual. Okay, so it is trying to authorize between Azure DevOps and the Azure cloud. This is going to be called as your service connection. Now it is authorized. Now it is actually asking you for a resource group. So either I can actually choose any resource group that is available, or I can just give a location out of it. So I'm just giving a location as East to West. Okay, because that's my favorite. I'm just giving it. And this is going to be my template that I am actually taking it from my drop location. Okay, so this is going to be my function template.json. Okay, and this is the parameters that I'm actually giving it over here. So here, if you see, this is going to be my function app name, which is function demo 2020, and this is going to be the app service plan name, and I'm creating it as dynamic one, and this is going to be my storage account name, and the application insights location is going to be East to West. Fine. And I have deployment types of three models. One is incremental, complete, and validation. So if I give incremental, whatever the changes that was done last time, it won't do it again. So it is idempotent. So whatever the new changes that we wanted, only that it will get deployed. Complete is again it will deploy from the scratch. Validation is it just checks only. Okay. So here I just need to give the resource group name. So let this resource group create deleted. Okay, the resource group is deleted now. Now when I go to the resource groups now, if you see that resource group is not available. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create a new resource group called as func demo. Keep 2020. Okay, and I'm just creating func demo 2020, and then I'm trying to create the resource group. Okay, my resource group is created and it is empty now. Let me try to map that over here. Let me try to refresh, and I'm seeing func demo 2020. Good. I'm just choosing this resource group, and this is going to be my functions app, and here I'm just trying to give the functions app name and functions apps on Windows, and here the package name I'm just trying to map that zip file over here. this is going to be my zip file, so which is automatically mapped over here. Now let me save it, and I'm trying to create a release. Okay, so now what happens, with the help of an ARM templates, in this resource group, now you can see there are no resources available. So when the job runs, it automatically creates a functions app, it automatically creates an application insights for the functions app, it automatically creates a storage account, and it automatically creates an app service plan for the functions app. And then the functions app code will be deployed, and then we can try to browse into it to check if the code is working fine or not. So this is going to be called as your end-to-end deployment. Like, you have zero infrastructure. So with the help of Azure DevOps, you are trying to create an infrastructure, and then you are trying to deploy inside that infrastructure. Okay, so it is template validation is successful now. It is trying to look into this particular template which is available, and the template validation started, and the validation name is gone, and then now starting the deployment. Okay, now when you go over here, you can see the template, Windows function template, is being deployed, because in the resource group, when you go to this deployment sections, you can see that Azure DevOps and the Azure has been connected, and this is the template that has been getting deployed. And here you can see what are all the list of templates available over here. Storage account is there, insights components are there, and this is going to be the app service plan for it, and all the things it is trying to deploy, and it says your deployment is underway. So it will take some time for us to deploy it, and then once if it is deployed, then comes our code deployment. Okay, it takes another couple of minutes. It took quite some time, and then now the Azure Functions has been deployed. You can see over here our functions demo 2020 has been deployed, and finally it has been done. Now when we go to the resource group, we can go to this particular resource group, and here you can see the functions app, the application insights, and the app service plan, and the storage account is created. Now, how do you verify if the code is completed or not? So here I can actually get the particular website name, and when I run this website name, I'm able to see your functions app is up and running, but that doesn't actually give me a proper output. See, your functions app is up and running, but this is not the proper output that I want. Then how can I go and check the output? Let me go to the functions app again, and then I'm just clicking on the pipeline again, and then I'm seeing what exactly went wrong. So this is the zip file that I wanted. Okay, fine, just giving it as star. Okay, good. And then here is where all the app settings and everything is run, and additional deployment option, I'm just trying it to run as zip deploy. Any other changes is required? Not exactly. And what kind of app settings I'm having it? It is Windows. Okay. I'm trying to disable it, and then I'm trying to run it one more time. Okay, I'm trying to do that redeployment. Redeployment is done. Let me go back to Azure Functions, and then let me try to restart it one time. Okay, now let me go to the functions. Okay, so now I see like the functions one is created, and it is going to be an HTTP triggered function. If you see here, it is HTTP triggered functions. Okay, and it is enabled now. So I'm just going inside the functions, and then I'm going to the code and test. Okay, and when you click on the functions app directly, you will be seeing this one, but this is not the output that we want. So I'm just going inside the functions, and I'm going to the code and test, and here I'm getting the functions URL over here, and then I'm typing this over here. with the subscription key, and this is what we want. See, hello there, welcome to Subhu's function. If you remember, this is what we have given it over here on our index.json. So this is the output that we wanted. Okay, so just try it. If you actually browse the function apps URL alone, you will be getting this one, but this is not what we need. We actually need this kind of output. So to access this kind of output, you actually need a code, and this code will be automatically available inside the functions from code and test. And when you click on this get functions URL, you will be getting this code over here. Just copy and paste it and you will get the output accordingly. Okay, next time when you try to change something over here, then try to change it and then save it and run. You will get the automatic code changes for the functions app. So this is how you can build and deploy the functions app accordingly. So just try it and then let me know if you guys face any issues. Please do let me know. Until then, thank you.
So, that was a clip taken from one of the lessons from our step-by-step training program, Microsoft Azure DevOps Engineer, AZ400. I would like to invite you for a free 90-minute session with our Microsoft Certified Expert Trainer, where we talk about the Azure DevOps Engineer training and share information about getting certified by using our step-by-step roadmap to go from complete beginner to a certified Azure DevOps Engineer. If you're interested, register for a free class by going on to k21academy.com/az40002. Additionally, we will show live demo of a blue-green deployment with Azure App Service. We will also share information about the certification exam. So, you can register for free by going on to this URL k21academy.com/az40002. I will see you in another episode of Azure video series from K21 Academy. Till then, take care.